one of the things I learned yesterday was knowing something's working and something working are two different things. What happened? Well, I was doing a podcast or video cast, and it was going along swimmingly, live streaming, and then I got the idea that I should figure out if it was actually working. And so I turned Periscope on, and then that confused my machinery, and it ended up killing it eventually. So today I'm just going to do this recording instead. So remember that knowing and knowing you know are two different things. That's what we learned in epistemology. And sometimes knowing is as good as knowing that you know in a practical way. So let's move on. Okay, a new do not track law came out yesterday, and it's called the Mind Your Own Business Act. And, it's wonderful sensationalism. I'm pretty sure it won't get much traction. It allows the FTC, partly because it's introduced by a Democrat senator in the Senate, which, so it may not even get voted on. But it allows the Federal Trade Commission to fine companies up to 4% of their annual revenue without, if they knowingly have privacy violations. It also says that you could be jailed for up to 20 years in prison for senior executives who knowingly lie to the FTC. Now, of course, this is another problem with the law, is that it says in the next paragraph, Mark Zuckerberg won't take American privacy seriously unless he feels personal consequences for lying about his failure to protect your data. Yeah, okay, right. So who's going to fund, Zuckerberg funds a lot of politics. And, some of the biggest donors are business owners in high tech. So I wouldn't expect to see this come out of committee, if it ever gets that far, anytime soon. Now, it could get introduced in the House, but it has some major challenges. It also doesn't take precedence over California's CCPA or other state privacy laws. And that leaves us in the same boat, where we don't know whose laws we should listen to. And so you need one that actually will, act as a national privacy rule, so that we can figure out how to comply with it. Because, as I've pointed out many times, California's law is very, very difficult, if not impossible, to comply with. Need to get it straight, but this one isn't it. But thought I'd let you know. Okay, yesterday, as I said, our Periscope got cut short because I had to see if it was working. Big mistake. So we were just starting to talk about this, reasons why your sales technology investments fail. And a big part of it is, yes, sales technology is both too cumbersome for the good salespeople and not enough to make bad salespeople into good ones. Neither will happen. But as I said yesterday, The Machine by Justin Roth Marsh, and he's got a lot of videos and stuff. If you go there on Amazon and find the book, you'll also find a website, or you can search on his name. It's quite an unusual name. And you'll find a website and things that you can find out more about The Machine. One of my clients has gone a long way to implementing it, and for most companies, it probably makes sense. That said, I wanted to touch on account-based ROI, and I thought this was really, really sensible. As I was saying, back in 1981, we were automating sales processes, and the idea was that we could, with enough computing power, predict what people would buy and who would be making the decision within a big business-to-business account. I objected to this because, it's committee decisions. You don't really know who's who. And better would be to adjust the spend based on the potential of the account. So for customer marketing, the sales follow-up kind of process, we should spend more time and money sending salespeople in, meeting people, finding out who's who. For those that didn't justify a field sales call very often, we could do a phone call. And for the rest, we could send them some mail. And at least it would have a chance of finding its way to the right buyer as opposed to something like email, or in those days there weren't no emails. But the basic concept was to control our advertising spend based on the potential of the account. I said, if, let's say, Acme Chemical outside of town is one of our big accounts, and I'm calling on them, and I come back and I say, I think we lost the Acme Chemical account, and my sales manager boss would say, why? And you say, well, I cultivated a relationship, and I developed one-to-one personalized conversations with the buyer, and now he's quit, and they got a new guy, and he's totally different kind of person. So I think we're done. And the sales manager would say, get your butt out there. That's our best account. We need you to figure out what they need in addition to what they're buying. And it really has nothing to do with the personal relationship as much, not that people don't do business with someone they like, but that it's a bigger conversation, and it's a bigger allocation of resources. So anyway, that idea caught on in our company, and we implemented it at Amoco, then Deluxe, then 3M, then HP, and I think that's where Tom Siebel picked it up and coined the term CRM. So when I tell people that I invented CRM, they laugh at me, but there's some truth to it, I think. I wrote to Tom. I think we're connected on LinkedIn. So Tom, if you're seeing this, I hope we contributed to your success. This was an interesting article. It says marketing spend is no longer the first to be cut. Oops, you can't see it. There we go. And this company, Diageo, which is actually home to many brands of scotch and whiskey and wonderful, decided that they were, rather than trying to find more marketing tech tools, they launched a 2-year program with trying to get marketers to understand what was really going on and adjust their spend based on what was most productive. And I thought that just that much in itself was powerful, because that is actually the way things work. So if you're trying to get AI going, I encourage you to come visit on the 7th in Minneapolis, and you can fly in. It's a free talk, but that doesn't mean it isn't worth flying in. We're going to be talking about what the CEO wants versus what the marketing people want. And too often the marketing people want MarTech, and the CEO just wants ROI. So it said that marketing, with the tools to look at marketing effectiveness, and never mind that attribution is a difficult thing. I'll argue that mail is the best research tool for both attribution, engagement, and impact on ROI. And once you get the testing done in that venue, then you roll it out into more interesting places. Okay? And they were able to dramatically improve their marketing effectiveness, not by cutting out the waste, but by spending more in more effective places, just like the account-based ROI. Same fundamental concept. The nuances of this are, MarTech-based, but what it does is it suggests that by better analysis of ROI and better analysis of even the impact of creativity, you can actually enhance creativity and enhance your connection with the marketplace. And it's absolutely right. So enough of that for today. I'm going to put this up. I recorded it because I'm in Boston. But like and share when you see it. Have a great day. Your friends will think you're smart. I'm John.